Jazzcast Pros.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Healing Her Within. So today I am actually going to be continuing on with the questions that you all have sent in. And I broke these down into two categories. So the first one, they're about boundaries and self-worth. And then the last four questions are about liberated living. So first of all, if you have no idea what I'm talking about a month or so ago, probably about 2 months now, I have put out on Instagram, ask me any questions. And I wanted to wait until I had, a good number of questions, which I then copied and pasted all of them into Chat GPT. Her name is Betsy, by the way. And I asked her to separate them into categories. And last episode, on the 19th, September 19th episode, I answered the first 8 questions. So today we are continuing that on with another set of questions. This has been truly fun, and I'm probably going to do this at least maybe like twice a year. But yeah, because these were really fun. They were interesting questions, and the ones from last week, from the 19th episode, y'all went deep. So if you have not had a chance to listen to that episode, I sincerely invite you to go back and listen to that episode first, because again, you will also get to know me a little bit better, know my why I do what I do, who I am, and things like that. So yeah, so let's dive in with the questions for this week. Welcome to Healing Her Within, the podcast for women who are ready to break free, rise up, and reclaim every part of themselves. I'm your host, Maryann Rivera-Dannert, certified life and confidence coach, author, speaker, and a woman who's walked through the fire and came out fearless. Each episode is packed with real talk, mindset shifts, powerful tools, and soul-fueled conversations to help you stop surviving and start thriving. This is Healing Her Within. Let's begin. So the first question is more like a statement question, which I truly love. And again, we're talking about boundaries and self-worth during these 4 questions. So the first question is, I have always been the strong one for everyone else. How do I start letting someone else be strong for me? Whew. I love this question. I love this question because number one, you are recognizing that something needs to change. You are recognizing that you are doing everything for everyone else and no one is showing up for you. And let me actually go back a little bit. Not that no one is showing up for you, but you are not letting someone else step in for you. So how do you let somebody else be the strong one for you? I think you are starting right now by just recognizing that something has to change and not questioning somebody else's intentions. If somebody offers to do something for you, if somebody offers to, help you with something or pay for something, for example, or something like that, let them do it. Let them do it. If somebody asks you, do you need help with this, or how can I help? Pick something. And I know that sometimes, we're very controlling. We want everything done a certain way. So that can also tap into why it's hard for us to accept help from other people. So just give something that's very simple, something that is easy, that will take a little bit of the weight off of your shoulders. It will let you see that somebody has good intentions, and it will start building that trust within yourself and in that person, and see that people can be counted on. Now, if you give someone something to do and they don't follow through and they don't do it, then that right there is showing you somebody's true colors. Don't let them do it 2 or 3 times. Once. As the saying goes, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. because you know better. So start by delegating something again that's low bearing, something that's very, low and simple and easy, so you can start building that confidence. And if somebody just does something genuinely for you without asking, just say thank you. Just simply say thank you, accept it, accept the blessing, and move on. Question number 2, what's one step I can take today to stop people pleasing and set boundaries without guilt? Boundaries. I love boundaries. The thing about boundaries that sometimes people get it confused is that boundaries are for you. They're not for other people. They are for you. When you set a boundary, is to protect your physical, mental, financial, spiritual, emotional, everything well-being. It is for you. So one step that you can start doing today is asking yourself, why am I doing X, whatever the thing is? Ask yourself, is this something that I truly want to be doing? Or is this something that somebody's expecting for me to do it? Because it's always been done that way. Because I've always been the one to show up and do it. And truly ask yourself. And if the answer is that it's not something that, one, you want to do, or you have no desire to be doing it, let it go. And don't apologize for it. Because I think that the moment we start apologizing, making excuses, or explaining our boundaries or our no, it makes it easier for people to kind of like playing mind games and twist our words around. I'm like, oh, come on. You've done it for me before. It'll only take you 10 minutes, 15 minutes or whatever, or it's only going to cost you $5 or $10. It's not that big of a deal. You've always done it for me, or don't you love me, or don't you want me? Listen, no, your boundary is your boundary. Stand firm on it. The more that you continue to enforce your boundary, the more people are going to start respecting that boundary, and people are going to stop asking. But the moment you start to explain and you start to give in, I'm like, okay, well, I can't do this, but I can do that. You've opened the floodgates again, and your boundaries are not going to be taken seriously. So kind of like a 2-step answer on there. Number 1, ask yourself, is this something that you truly want to be doing? Or is it something that people are expecting for you to do? And if the answer is no, then don't do it and do not apologize for it. Question number 3, how do you balance your desires to help others without abandoning yourself? For coaches, therapists, counselors, people who are genuinely givers, nurturers, women, it's always easy for us to say yes to other people and no to ourselves. Every time you say yes to somebody else, you're ultimately saying no to yourself. You're saying no to your goals, your desires, your self-care time, your you time. Your you time, me time, can be just lounging on the couch. It could be going for a walk. It could be doing a skincare mask or something like that. It could be journaling. It could be just sipping a nice cup of coffee or a nice glass of wine. But it's your sacred time. Start treating your time as the sacred time that it is. When you decide to help other people, there's a difference between helping somebody and being an enabler. Which one are you truly doing? Are you helping or are you enabling? And if the answer is you are helping, are you expecting something back in return? Because if you are, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons and you need to stop. Now, if you are enabling somebody's behavior, ask yourself why. Why are you doing this for that person? Because in our reality, you're doing them a disservice by not allowing them to take responsibility for their own actions, for their own thing that they need to get done. And again, it's going to come with practice. So it's going to take repetition. It's going to take you showing up consistently. Repetition and consistency is what matters most. And then question number 4 in this first segment here is, how do you handle it when family doesn't understand the new you that is trying to grow? This is such a powerful question. And I love this because, especially depending on, what the cultural background is, when we start setting boundaries, when we start setting limits, when we start speaking up, when we start holding ourselves accountable and being responsible, people kind of look at us like, oh, who does she think she is? Oh, look at her being all brand new. Yes, you are being brand new because you are growing. You are growing. You are expanding. You are healing. You are stepping into a new role, a new you. You are becoming who you were created to be. And that challenges people's expectations of you. People expect you to be one way. People expect you to always be saying yes to their every beck and need. People always expect for you to say yes without questioning their motives or, their intentions. People expect for you to always be giving, giving, giving and expecting nothing in return. But the moment that you start saying, wait a minute, no, I don't have time, or just simply no, because if you have heard me say before, and you probably have heard many other people say, no is a complete sentence. No explanations needed. No excuses needed. No. N-O, no. And just leave it at that. So how can you start helping other people understand? Why do you need them to understand? Sometimes we get this thing twisted when it comes to family, that we have to, have their approval, that we can't, disappoint them, that, it's a cultural thing, it's family, blood is thicker than water and things like that. Sometimes our family members are the biggest and most toxic people in our circle, in our spheres, in our space, that we have to cut ties with for our own mental, physical, emotional, financial abundance to happen, for our healing to take place. If your boundaries are not being respected, if your growth is not being respected, if your words are not being respected, it's okay for you to distance yourself. It could be temporarily or it could be permanent, but that is a decision that only you can make. It's not about making somebody else happy. It's not about making somebody else comfortable. It's about making you happy. It's about making sure that that person who's looking back at you in that mirror, making sure that she is excited about life, that she is pursuing her desires, her dreams, her goals, that she is becoming the woman that she was created to be, the woman that she desires to be. So again, it's not about other people understanding. It's about you accepting who you truly are and standing firm in your belief and into your new path. So now we're going to be shifting to the final 4 questions, which is about liberated living. And y'all know I have a book that I recently wrote. The title is kind of long. So it's From Limitation to Liberation, 50 Mindset Shifts for Women Who Dare. So it's all about being liberated. It's about being limitless. So we are shifting from being limited to being liberated. So these are some fun questions. So question number 1 in this section, liberated living. I feel stuck in survival mode. How do I shift into actually living, not just existing? I will say, and I kind of alluded to this in the segment, that the questions that we just answered about families. Who is the highest version of yourself? Who is she? And if you don't know, there's this great exercise that I do with my clients, and I'm going to offer it to you all here. I want you to pick 5 years from today, whatever day you're listening to this episode on, 5 years from today. I want you to fast forward. Your dreams, your desires, your goals, your passion have all come true. You are walking in purpose. You are walking with passion. You are full of confidence. You exude confidence. You exude luxury. You're driving your dream car. You're waking up. You finally have that beachfront condo or that 4-bedroom house or that tiny home, wherever. Everything that you have always desired and wished for has come true 5 years from today. Who is she? Where is she waking up? What is she wearing? Who is she waking up with? Is she by herself? Is she with a man? Is she with a woman? Are you married? Are you single? Are you in just in a partnership? Are you living in the mountains? Are you living by the water? Are you in the city? Are you in a tiny house, a freestanding home, or are you in a condo? Do you Uber everywhere? Do you have a driver, a private driver? Or do you have your dream vehicle? Or are you catching public transportation? There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Are you a business person? Do you have your own business? Or are you working for someone else? And there's no shame in that either. The book that you desire one day to write, have you written it? The program that you one day wanted to launch, have you done it? Do you have children? Are your children grown, or are they out of the house, or are they still at home living with you? Who is the higher version of you? Tap into her. What are her likes, her dislikes? What does she wear? How does she show up? And slowly start tapping into her. You don't have to wait until everything is perfect, because again, you will be waiting forever. Each and every day, you should start living as the higher version of you. How is she making decisions? How is she answering questions? How is she showing up? Is she taking vacations? Is she in a circle with close friends when she travels, or is she by herself, or a combination? Start taking baby steps today that are going to get you closer into the true higher version of yourself. And that is how you're going to start becoming that person. You are not just going to open up your eyes one day and bam, you've made it. There she is. No, each and every day, you have to be purposeful on how you are showing up. And if you find yourself questioning like, okay, well, how will she answer this? Close your eyes and meditate on it. And ask yourself, how will the higher version of myself handle this situation? And then do it. Be purposeful and mindful on setting time every single day for yourself. And start out small, especially if this is something that you're not accustomed to doing. It could be just 5 minutes a day, but be consistent. Every single day, show up for yourself to do something for yourself. 5 minutes. Week 1. Week 2, 10 minutes a day. Week 3, 15 minutes a day. Week 4, 20 minutes a day. Every single day, pour into yourself. Because that is how you are going to one day turn around and say to yourself, oh, I have become her. I am living my best life. I am unapologetic on how I show up. I am unapologetic and I am bold in expressing my desires. That is how you are going to do it. The next question. I want to use my voice, but I'm afraid of being judged. How did you find yours? I found my voice by channeling the higher version of me that I just finished talking about. And even though I have found my voice, there are times when I still have to pause and ask myself, what would badass Maryann do? What would confident Maryann do? Because there are times when I do doubt myself, when I question if I'm making the right decision, if I'm doing the right thing, if I'm making the right investment. There are times that I do have, those questions that still pop up. I don't want people to think that just because you see someone being successful, that they don't have any self-doubt or that they don't have any limiting beliefs, because we all do. Whether you are making 7 figures a year or you're making 6 figures a year or 5 figures a year, whatever you are making, we all have those limiting beliefs and that self-doubt. The difference is that with continued work, with investing in ourselves, I have learned to recognize when that little inner critic starts to tap in and talk a little louder. I'm like, why are you here? And I have a conversation with my inner critic, that limiting belief, that self-doubt. Why are you here? Why are you showing up? What are you trying to protect me from? Okay, I understand you're here because this looks familiar, because we were in this situation maybe 2-3 years ago and you showed up and I needed you because I wasn't who I am today. Thank you for being here, but I don't need you to be here. I am now surrounded by boldness, by fearlessness. I am liberated. I am unapologetically me. My voice matters and I am okay. Thank you for showing up. You can have a seat, but you're not coming with me. And I have talked about this before, naming your fears, giving a name to the limiting beliefs, to the self-doubt, so you can have a conversation with it. Because sometimes when we give it a name, when we are able to have that conversation with it, we can make the connection better and we can make that shift and we can feel that shift going on. So how can you start using your voice? Again, start small. Start small, and depending on what the situation is, make sure that you are in a safe environment. Safety over anything else. I have said this in the past. Always make sure that you are safe. And when you do talk, when you do use your voice, be confident about it. Maybe you have to practice in front of the mirror. Maybe if you have a trusted friend, you can, rehearse, practice with that person. Or you can use your phone and record using the voice notes and listen to yourself and just practice until you start building that confidence. But again, the only way that confidence gets stronger and you start building it is by being consistent and by showing up. Confidence is just like a bicep muscle or abs or quads or anything like that. For it to get form and for it to get strength, you have to use it. So you have to practice it. That is the only way that you're going to build that confidence. Next question. How can I learn to celebrate myself when I've been taught to always put others first? Again, as natural caretakers, as natural givers, we women are quick to celebrate everyone else, but we don't celebrate ourselves. So this is my challenge to you all, whoever's listening to this. If you are in the process of working on something, whether it's a degree, whether it's a workout program, whether it's getting out of debt, whatever thing you might be working on, whether it's writing a book, I want you to pause and I want you to create one way that you're going to celebrate yourself once this thing is done. We often are overachievers. We are always go-getters. We are always chasing that high of achieving and winning. And we jump from one thing to the next without pausing to celebrate ourselves. It does not matter how big or how small the thing is that we have done. Celebrate yourself. And when you, again, start being purposeful on your actions, people are going to recognize it. And the more that you continue to show up and the more that you continue to do it, again, consistency is key. People are going to be like, oh, she's serious about this. And it's not selfish. It's not selfish to take care of you. It's not selfish to celebrate yourself. Because again, you're not going to go out there and blow the mortgage money or the car payment on throwing yourself an extravagant party. That's just being reckless and foolish. Don't do that. But it could be taking yourself out on a nice ride. It could be going to the next town over and discovering a new park or a new winery or a nice coffee shop. It could be as simple as, okay, I'm going to go to the ice cream shop and I'm going to buy my favorite ice cream. It could be, I've been wanting to, do this coaching program with this particular coach, and I'm going to invest in myself. That's a way to celebrate yourself. But again, you have to be consistent and you have to do it all the time, because if you do one small thing now and you don't show up for yourself again, and then all of a sudden 6 months later, you have had several things that you have accomplished, but you have negated to celebrate them, people can question it, and rightly so. Again, be consistent. Be consistent to you, because the more consistent you are, the more confidence you're going to build and the more you're going to show up. So put yourself first. Don't make any excuses for it. Be unapologetic about it and be smart about it. These are things that you're going to be planning for. So do one small thing today to celebrate yourself. It could be going for a walk while you finish this podcast, or while you listen to the next episode, or once from before. It could be going to get a manicure. And one thing that I've discovered about manicures, something that I've recently started doing, when I get manicures, I just get basic manicures. So they clean my nails, take the polish off if I have polish on them. They will clean them up, clean the cuticles, massage my hands, $17, and I'm out. I don't get acrylic nails anymore. I don't get gel nails anymore. And one less decision for me to make. I just keep my nails clear polish. That's how I celebrate and honor myself. This is a decision that I have made for me. So that's not rocket science. It's not anything extravagant or crazy. It's just a simple decision that I decided to do, and it honors me. So pick something that honors you and stick to it. And last question. What does living as a liberated woman truly looks like day to day? Oh, save the best question for last. So it looks like right now I am a full-time entrepreneur. I no longer work for somebody else. I work for myself. So I do have the luxury of slow mornings, which I wish that every woman on the planet could experience. For me, what does a slow morning looks like? I actually do get up. My eyes open up at between 6 and 6:30 in the morning, but I don't get out of bed at that time. I stay in bed. I pull out my phone. The very first thing I do, besides saying, thank you, God, for giving me one more day, is I go to my Bible Gateway app and I read my verse of the day. I will do some light stretching. I will see if, I will check my calendar just to kind of like remind me if I have any appointments and things like that. I will then eventually, maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes, sometimes even an hour, I will stay in bed, and then I will get out of bed. I will go to the bathroom, do my business in the bathroom, brush my teeth, wash my face, and then I will sit at my desk. I have a small desk in my bedroom where I have some oracle cards, I have candles, I have my journal there, and I will pull a card for myself. I will do some reflecting, some meditation. I will do some journaling. The desk faces out the window, so I would just look out the window and just enjoy those first moments by myself. And then if I have an appointment, I will take a shower, get dressed, go to the appointment, or I will meet somebody for lunch or somebody for breakfast. It just depends on what my day looks like. If I have a coaching client meeting, I will meet with my coaching client. Currently, right now, I am working on an anthology project. So I've been putting out graphics for that, connecting with the co-authors. I recently came back from Germany. And one of the things that I decided while I was away on vacation was that I'm going to be revamping all of my free offerings. So right now, if you go to my website, MaryannRivera-Dannert.com, there's a button that says resources, and there's a whole bunch of free stuff on there. I'm going to be revamping that. I currently have 3 signature coaching programs. There's the REAL, REAL method. There's the healing framework, and then there's the Liberated framework. So making sure that all of that is up to date, align how I want it to look like. And I am also going to be creating some workbooks that go along with each of these programs. So working on that. Cooking, if I'm deciding to cook or pick a restaurant, if I have a trip that's coming up, just me connecting on that, going on social media, making some posts on social media, answering questions on social media. And I am also a student of a coaching program. So doing the work for that, connecting with my circle and things like that, and just making connections, going to a networking event or just, seeing what's out there. So for me, being a liberated woman day to day is just living life on purpose, being unapologetically me. It's making sure that every decision that I make, everything that I involve myself in, aligns with my 3 values, which are freedom, happiness, and community. If anything that I am invited to, that I have an opportunity to partake in, if it does not align with those 3 values, doesn't have to be all 3 values, but one of those 3 values for me is an easy no. And I don't apologize for it. It's just no. And that to me is what being a liberated woman is all about. Living life unapologetically on my terms, because I have worked damn hard to get to where I am today. Thank you for these amazing questions. And we're not going to stop here with the questions. So if you do have other questions, keep them coming. You can DM me. You can find me on Instagram at The Real Maryann Rivera-Dannert. I am on Facebook, Maryann Rivera-Dannert, or MRD Empowerment Solutions. I'm on TikTok as Healing Her Within. You can find all of this information on the show notes. So thank you so much for tuning in, for these amazing questions. Stay fearless, stay fabulous. You are becoming a liberated woman. Keep glowing, keep rising, keep showing up for yourself. And I will catch you here next week with a whole new episode.